Hey, well, our dive into the review continues. Just have a couple more days of this 20-day review. This one is an especially deep dive onto this message because not only is it our recurring theme, it is the review as well today. I am not a body, I am free, for I am still as God created me. And our review lesson is, I am not a body, I am free. He continues, I am God's son. I am God's son. Be still, my mind, and think a moment upon this. And then return to earth without confusion as to what my Father loves forever as his son. I am not a body, I am free, for I am still as God created me. And just take this lesson really deeply within. Even asking for an experience of this wisdom. And then return to earth without confusion as to what my Father loves forever as his Son.
It's nice to meditate on this, because this is something we cannot make up ourselves, what it is like. to be the Son of God. It can only come as an experience when we have dropped everything that is not that. Because God's Son, I think, is something, it's an experience that doesn't have opinions or time frame of things. Even when we read, I am still as God created me, the word created, it sounds like it was an event that happened sometime on the timeline. Because that's all the human mind can conceive of. It cannot conceive of eternity. That it always was and always is. I think, at least my mind, would think of it on the timeline, like an eternal timeline. But if eternity is a present moment, even the word moment sounds like a little blip in time. But yeah, I think it's an experience that we cannot think ourselves into. But we can see that we are here to remove all obstacles to love. So we can see everything in our minds that put up a block to the beingness of the Son of God. We can see opinions and remove them. We can see fear and remove it. We can see the belief in time and let it be removed. At least we can offer our willingness towards such removal. Even the concept of God's Son is pretty nice. You know, it's like God. You can think of what God is. We could ask what God is, just so that the ego doesn't make it up for you. And do we have any sharings today? Reflections? Good job.
Yeah, it feels a bit out of control. I don't really know what I'm going to share about. It feels about loyalty. Oh, yeah. I woke with a tense sadness this morning. Felt like sadness. I feel quite agitated, and I went in twice to get something, and I just couldn't remember what it was I'd gone in to get. And I think it was something around this meeting today in Orgiva. And yes, that's what came up yesterday, but it was the film last night, I think, really feel really angry that no one else speaks about loyalty to family. I never hear anybody speak about it. And I feel alone with that. And I feel like I grew up with this substitute for love, and how powerful that is. And I don't know, somehow that being a it's just I have this confusion here in communities quite often about doing something for myself or going with the community. And, I get lifted up mostly when I'm with the community. So it seems like a no-brainer, really. But I know I need to be with myself or with God. And I also know traditionally I haven't been that good at being alone. And although it's a lot better in recent times, being alone with God, I suppose, So, and then I get fearful if I don't go and be with the community, I'm going to get really distracted and waste the time.
Yeah. You started off also by loyalty.
Loyalty, yeah. But it feels like I have this loyalty that I feel imbued with is to you, it's to the community. And I'm trying to rewrite that here. Having to bring this up and say, there's a confusion here for me. It's so deep, this sense of loyalty for me, blood is thicker than water is what my mother used to say.
Yeah, you're undoing that idea of loyalty in form. You don't need loyalty in form. So,
and I'd say it's an enormous issue. I just watched America going through this, breaking up around this issue of loyalty, taking sides, concepts to the institution, everything.
The world is based on that.
Yeah.
But
and
I think
I feel angry that I'm so captured by it. I don't know. By this loyalty to the family, and what is love? It bothers me. It really bothers me.
You need to let yourself off the hook completely around this and say, I can't go wrong. I can't go wrong, no matter what I choose, even if I'm not sure. I want to maximize this for healing. And I know that you have a very strong drive for healing, deep, strong intention. So the ego will always say you made the wrong choice in form. So you will be trapped no matter what. you know.
Yeah.
And if you base it on an outer loyalty, you know, that you should be loyal to the family, loyal to the community, you know, I want to help you clear all that, you know, in your decision making. We don't need to operate from that. We don't need your loyalty.
No. You don't need my loyalty.
No. No.
Well, off there, what I want to say.
Your authentic, genuine heart, you know.
Yeah.
And we feel it when you are true to it, you know, when you, whether you're with us in form or if you stay back, you know. Even today, we have this gathering. If you decide to stay back because you want to be by yourself, be with God by yourself, I bless that decision. If you want to come, if you don't know, if you feel drawn to come because you like, you know, going out, being together, and you feel that can also be a gift, I bless that too.
Thanks a bunch. Yeah, that's exactly what I feel. I get so indecisive and confused, and you know, I'm going to miss out, all that stuff. I heard you speak about that. I know you've gone through quite a bit of that.
Yeah, I had to go through that to stay back a lot, because I had a lot of belief in missing out, and I stayed back and watched that belief because I knew it can't be true. I can't miss out. The glory of God is available for me in any instant. And maybe sometimes it was easier for me to get in touch with God by myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I feel I do get in touch with God when in community with my brothers too.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel also there's a bit of a dependency there with that, because I do also increasingly by myself, but I'm scared of part of me being alone. And that's how I felt when I was young, you know.
Yeah.
And so there was this constant, I built this dependency somehow, and that fear of being alone, being rejected. But I felt massively alone most of the time in boarding school. And there's a community. I've been in community a lot. The military, the boarding school, family. The first 25 years of my life, I was in community. Not necessarily a great communities, but, you know. Anyway, thank you.
Yeah. And I think God says, just come.
Just come.
Yeah. Go. Yeah. I mean, I heard the verse, you know, just come with us today, you know. Yeah. But if you don't want to, you can see it as, okay, just come to God.
There's a peace, but I also feel really agitated.
Mm-hmm.
I feel unworthy as well. And I'm pissed off with feeling unworthy.
Yeah, we can lift up that agitation. Maybe we can ask what kind of day you want. How would you like to feel?
Trusting.
Mm-hmm. So you want to feel trusting.
Yeah, alive. The heart.
Light.
Full. I want to feel full-hearted and light and ease. I don't want to be gripping.
Nice.
Holding on.
Okay, these are very nice things. Trusting, light-hearted, feeling ease. So if I make no decisions by myself, that is the day that will be given me. So what does that mean? It means only one thing, that we'll make decisions together with love, together with the Holy Spirit, instead of with doubt and fear, instead of with the ego. And you will have this trusting, light-hearted, full-hearted, easy experience. So even small decisions, you can practice this with. Bless you in this process.
Thank you. That was helpful at the end. Just thanks.
I think what was doing for me after the film was feeling unloved and feeling that I don't really know how to receive love. So even when people are loving to me, I don't let it in, push it out.
She was like that in the movie a lot.
As an adult, she was like that in the movie a lot. Yeah, and just a sadness. Yeah, there's a very familiar feeling stirring for me, and I feel nervous to even say it because it, like in my mind, I'm judging it already. It's like a feeling left out, feeling yeah, just feeling negated, pushed away. And then I want to defend. I get angry.
Thanks for sharing that, and thanks for seeing that. So that's what we do. And so you're doing naming. You're actually, you're naming this deep, strong pattern of the no to love. And the consequence of that, and feeling maybe left out and wanting acknowledgement, feeling a part of.
It was like two different things. Like that feeling of feeling left out got triggered because so I'm afraid to even say it because it sounds stupid in my mind. I know when somebody else stayed, they sat outside with you, but I'm not, or you didn't invite me to. And then, but it's a very, very familiar feeling, that the feeling like, oh, like, I don't know, maybe an unworthiness or.
Come out here. Come out and sit here.
It's not about coming out here, but that's just what what
Yeah.
what's
Yeah, thank you for saying that. I didn't know you had that feeling.
But I
there's-
have that feeling a lot. Like a lot of the time I have that feeling and then I don't ever express it.
Mhm. I would like you to come out right here now. I mean, both of you could fit in here. You could.
It feels like generally, like quite apart from that, like when Rob does nice things for me, or he's really expressing love. I'm like this. And then today, like we're going to Algiva, and this friend of mine, Michael, he wrote to me and said, I'd be really honoured if you would let me take you on my motorbike to Hidden Paradise, from the restaurant to Hidden Paradise. And I was immediately, like, he's just being nice. I know he's just being nice because we already had the conversation of, I already said, is it friendship? You know, we're not lovers, we're not, you know, whatever. And he was like, of course. And then he said, oh, maybe that was a translation thing. Maybe you think anyone that's, he actually said, maybe you think that anyone that says, oh, I'd like to spend time with you means that I want to be with you. Which I thought, oh, that's interesting. Yes, it's exactly that. And but I have such fear over it. And I think partly it's because I remember in Thailand, I was hitchhiking by myself, and this motorcyclist picked me up, and he drove off in the middle of nowhere, and I was I had to beg him to take me back. He was just like in the middle of nowhere trying to touch me, and I was really scared. So all of that came up just from this simple, oh, can I give you a lift on my motorbike to Hidden Paradise? Yeah, it's like I can't accept those gestures of kindness because I'm too scared. And even little things like Rob being there for me. I just noticed my whole body's just in this reaction.
Yeah. Yeah. You have noticed, I think you have felt these feelings for a long time. Maybe you're ready to think of it differently, like to say, like, maybe I can do it for healing, for my healing. I can allow the possibility that I'm loved, that someone can love me, you know, that you can just allow the possibility.
Yeah, it makes me feel angry. Immediately, I'm angry.
Yeah, I mean, there's so much in the mind. I mean, there's pride and stuff like that, but also there is a knowledge that there's a knowledge of who you are, you know, pure spirit, powerful beyond measure, you know, that knowledge is there. So it's a freaky time to go through the healing because you have to be vulnerable, seem little. There's this other part of you that, no, you're none of that, you know, but you still actually need to allow this process and trust, like, because in this context, in this purpose that we share and the purpose that you carry is for healing. It's not to stay small when the littleness comes up, you know, it's coming up to be be released, you know. You're not going to stay in it. So it is safe to heal, no matter where you go, no matter who you find yourself with. You know, you carry the desire for healing that is so strong. And the awareness spirit is with you. but to trust the opportunities that show up for healing and watch the ego's interpretation of it. And I think it was great how you communicated with your friend. You told him straight out.
Yeah, but he thought I was like what?
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah. I think it would be nice if you came out here. And if you want to ask you, we can come too. Because we can all sit here on this couch. It works. Right.
Yeah, it just feels like it's, I mean, it's so nice to be with you, but it's also like it's such a familiar feeling, that a feeling maybe left out, feeling not, I don't know. I wanted to use the word special, but obviously, you know, it's not feeling valued.
Thanks. Naming that.
All these blue eyes looking at me. Yeah, it feels like I never learned how to let love in. I don't know how to.
Well, you're kind of starting now to just doing this, just expressing. You're letting love. You're letting lots of love in. I think. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I feel, to trust the healing process, right? And not let the ego's interpretations rule. Yeah, it's awesome. It's even the healing process is not personal. It's not like you are, your feelings. You're not these feelings, and you know that. Yeah. But the healing process is a big allowance. You still have to allow all the time the feelings.
And I would actually say that the reason we were guided to have you guys go inside was so that you could be more connected. Because there were audio issues when we had two computers next to each other out here, and it was harder for people to share if they had something they wanted to express. So the desire to connect was actually the reason.
Ego's interpretation.
Yeah.
That's really good. You said what you wanted, what you felt.
Yeah. Yeah, as I said, it's a very familiar feeling. It's just sitting in that meditation. It's just so painful. It's not really about whether I sit with you or not.
Yeah. Proximity in form. It's the ego's, it uses that. If there is no proximity in form, I'm left out. Jesus talks a lot about that, joining with bodies versus joining in mind. He even says bodies cannot join. and there's very strong belief that it is about bodies joining, then there is joining. And since it is such a strong belief, it is very helpful to allow these kind of joinings to come together. And, that's how we use, like, he says, you yourself made specifics, and now we must use specifics for your awakening. Now the bodies come together for awakening. Now the bodies come together for healing, not fear-based. So good job. Jonas? Before you start, I did have a feeling there about Tina. I just I'm gonna say hi, Tina. And
yeah, I just feel so moved from all these deep sharings today. I just want to say thank you all for the deep healing that is happening in you. It's for me as well, and it's for all of us. So I just want to express my thanks for the deep healing journey you are all doing for yourself and for all of us. Thank you. I feel deeply moved.
Thank
you.
I wanted to mention that we have announced the retreat in September, but I'm sure you have seen it. It's a possibility.
I saw that. I will not be able to come this time because I start my education just during that time. But I'm looking forward for one in the future. I really do. Yes, thank you.
Yeah, just like to say, I felt so much love when Barret was explaining to her the reason, but beyond this, I felt just like this invitation in my heart to trust in the flow of love behind everything. Because sometimes the ego tried to say, oh, and try to explain in form and from my beliefs, from my perception. You know, it happened because, and then I just felt this invitation to trust trust in this love behind everything. You know, thank you so much for that. It was really beautiful. Thank you, everyone.
Beautiful.
What's come up for me, and it's everything is a part of my mind. I just know everything that everybody's spoken about. But what's come up for me is this reciprocity and how I engage in that, and how much guilt's underneath it. And what happened was, the lady I used to look after keeps in touch with me and I speak with her. But underneath it, I'd left her address as my address. So I needed my Irish passport that was arriving at hers. And now it's like, oh, what am I even joining with her for? And the guilt underneath that, it's like I have to speak to her because So I'm kind of sitting with that and recognizing it's under a lot of automatic communications, you know, where I'm not actually feeling into what I need to say. I'm just, speaking generally from the ego. So it's the guilt and the reciprocity. I can't even say the word properly, but around that area. and it feels quite scary to really recognize this, and yeah, just lay it on the altar. To speak about it is a bit scary. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, you speaking about it, I see as a symbol of you being willing to be done with it, being willing to start to be done with it, with that automatic people-pleasing behavior. You don't need it. Yeah, I'm glad you're looking at it and recognizing.
Yeah, I really want to place it on the altar. I don't know who I am without it, and that's the scary thing. It's like, what am I without it? But I'm willing. Thank you.
Yeah, in those situations, you can always ask the Holy Spirit for guidance. I mean, in all situations, but if someone calls you that you don't feel a real purpose to talk to, first of all, you're guided to even answer the phone. If you answer, what are you guided to say? You know, is it, I don't really have time to talk to you. Maybe that's an easy one to say, because it's not good use of your time. You know, if you feel like you compromise. So, yeah. Just know you have heavenly support in the letting go of it.